All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right, Pisces, we're going to take a look at what they want to say to Pisces and kind of what our characters truly want. So first off, I want to see who this person is, okay? So let's get into this. We have the Strength card upright. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands. It could be a Leo. Eight of Swords, this is somebody who's normally brave, but then they seem blocked, and then they've got this Nine of Wands that's God, this person has like some ferocious, um, almost like there's this frustration because of the blockage. Like, I don't know if this person struggles with words because I'm struggling with my own right now. I don't know if they are somebody who has been, just trying to find the right way to move forward and it's just not happening. They're normally quite empowered. They maybe they could be Catholic, by the way, because I always look at that as rosary beads that she has. That's just a side note here. And they could be fond of cats since we have lions and tigers here, but no bears. Oh my. They feel locked out of Pisces life is what my guess is. And it's really frustrating because once you get locked out, it's very hard to like find a way to communicate. So they could be deeply frustrated because they either feel like they've been, and it may not be out of Pisces life. They could be stuck in life as a whole. They could be feeling like they're in a dead-end job. They could be feeling like they always have things stacked against them. But this is somebody who typically like will really persevere and push on through. So let me ask this. I mean, maybe there's somebody who likes to be in leadership and, and that's why it's so frustrating for them when things are paused. We have Temperance. Hey, Annie. Good to see you, babe. With the Temperance card, Sag energy coming in, and Four of Cups. There's a big old disappointment and there's some big old illusion. It almost feels like this person's been lying to themselves about where they're at right now. I feel like they're in emotional turmoil and trying to act like everything's fine, when that couldn't be further than the truth. What do you want from Pisces? What do you want from Pisces? Hermit, Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands, Six of Pentacles. That's kind of a weird mishmash also, because this is like, I want Pisces to, break silence with me. I want them to bring me in out of the cold. I want them to want to talk to me. I want them to tell me that they want me. But then I kind of still want to block things to a certain extent. It almost, okay, so I'll just say what I'm dancing around. It almost feels like this person is frustrated, and they, as much as they want to be back with Pisces or as much as they want to interact with Pisces, then they also kind of are a little on the snippy side that this has happened at all, because this is, I want to get beyond struggles, but I also am creating some of them and pushing back. Yet it's like they want Pisces to do the heavy lifting, to say, I really want you back. I really want you back. That's how this comes across to me. Okay, let's get to, what do they want to say to Pisces? What does this character want to say to Pisces? We have a Three of Swords in the reverse. We have the King of Cups upright, the Three of Cups upright, and the Seven of Pentacles. I need one more on this Three of Swords in the reverse, because again, this could go two different directions. And I have to be honest, I feel like this person's confusing. We have the Sun. It's so weird, because it's like, on one hand, they want to say either that, I know you're not hurt, Pisces. I know you're really happy with the way things are. And I know you're a really happy person. And I know you have, just like a really great life. But I hope that, over time, maybe you'll reconsider things. It's weird because all this feels kind of snippy. I don't know. I don't get like the really warm and fuzzy message on this. I get somebody who's kind of snippy. The Lovers. Are they assuming Pisces blocked them, moved on without them? And although they want Pisces back, there's also some energy of like, there's this weird push and pull. I've been blocked, but it's totally fine. except I do really want Pisces back. But what I'd like to act like is everything's cool. Hope you're doing great, Pisces. This almost feels like somebody who, if they're going to say something to Pisces, it's to make it seem like everything's cool. Oh yeah, how's it going? High five. Nice to see you. You're looking terrific. You must be having a nice time. Yeah, that's great. But then there's also like deep down, there's something about like as time passes, if you ever want to chit chat again, it's not chit chat they're looking for. They want to know if Pisces is with somebody else at this point. But I don't feel like they can ask it point blank, even if that's what they want to know. I think this boils back down to the back and forth that we see. I'm really empowered, except, oh my God, I'm really stuck and I'm really frustrated, but it's all so perfect, except I have all these regrets. I feel like this is somebody who doesn't want to admit, even maybe to themselves, how much they either are missing Pisces and they're struggling to try to pretend like they're palsy-walsy still, or like everything is so fine. Can we just get something more raw and real? Can I just ask deep down, what do you really feel about this whole situation with Pisces? Ten of Swords. It's over, and it's been really, really painful. This ending's been really, really painful for this character. Okay. We have a Two of Wands, and it is in the reverse, and there's no uncertain terms. Okay, so they believe that they lost Pisces. Plain and simple. Why do you believe you lost Pisces? And again, I'm going to stick with this deck to be really blunt. Nine of Sacred Circles. Maybe this explains why they're a little bit on the pissy side, because they're saying, because Pisces, is really good solo. Pisces had this dream, this plan of what they were doing with their own life. We see the North Star here, here, and here. It almost feels like they're still not saying because Pisces is selfish. They're saying Pisces is really well put together. They're doing their thing in their life. This is Pisces, living their best life. This is Pisces doing things that they need to do. And they're busy being a success. Maybe Pisces is busy in their business. Three of Wands, Princess of Swords. And they feel like they're destined to just watch Pisces continue to excel and build and grow and develop their life. But they do hold out hope that maybe someday, Pisces and I would be an emperor, empress, or someday Pisces will get married to somebody else. It's just not me that they wanted. It feels like they have been telling themselves stories. Like, I'm guessing this is somebody that Pisces either said they didn't want to date or they went out on a date with, but it was like, oh no, I don't see us, going any further with this. This storyline is pretty specific to me anyway, at least the way they're telling the story. Let's go over to Pisces and let's take a look and ask Pisces, how do you see this situation and this person? We've got a Seven of Swords, a Six of Swords, and a Three of Swords. Well, that's a whole different story. Either Pisces is like, I haven't wanted to come clean about this, but I've been moving on from the fact that this person really hurt me. That's why I withdrew. Unless Pisces has been camouflaging and running away from everyone for a bit because they were like, I'm still dealing with a heartbreak. I don't want to deal with anybody new. It could be that also. But there's definitely something Pisces has been hiding, which is heartbreak. Hang on. What do you think about this person now? Four of Coins. Yes, I'm holding back from them. Yes, I'm keeping my gold, my treasure in my treasure box, and I'm defending it with a dragon. Pisces, did this character hurt you, or was it somebody else? Queen of Swords upright, Eight of Wands sideways. This almost makes me think that this is somebody that maybe they unwittingly said or did something that made Pisces go, whoop, that reminds me of an ex and a crappy thing that happened to me, so walls are up now. Thank you very much. Boundaries went up. And Pisces might even be saying, maybe I misinterpreted what they said, but you know what? It made me want to put my walls up. Queen of Swords moment. I kind of do think maybe that's why this whole thing has been a little uncomfortable and a little weird, because they're acting like everything's fine when it's not. And now I'm starting to wonder if they feel confused by why Pisces shut them down, and they wish Pisces hadn't because they really like Pisces, but they don't know why Pisces kind of turned off. Now Pisces over here is even saying, I wasn't too sure about something that they said, and it made me put up walls. But it could be because Pisces has had previous hurt or pain, and it's like, I'm not about to deal with anybody else that says things that remind me of the way somebody else treated me in the past that treated me really bad. Let me just ask this, Pisces, are you interested at all in this person, or is it just like, look, I don't want to deal with them? Two of Coins. Pisces is a little bit on the fence. They still think about this person with the elephant there. They think about it. They remember the conversation there. It's almost like Pisces is still pondering, is this person somebody that bothers me, or is this somebody that I could see me dating? We have a karmic and we have a 9 of Swords. Maybe these two had a little bit more history than what it seems like right now. This feels, if we're going to go down the road of like Pisces worrying, is this a karmic? Then they either are saying, I don't think I want to start anything with somebody who could just be yet another lesson that's a repeat cycle. To me, the karmic lessons are just the lessons that we haven't figured out yet. And we have 2 cobras here, and this is a year of the snake, and it's a year to shed an old skin. It's a great year to break a pattern. And I wonder if the reason Pisces is so quick to be like, nope, not dealing with this one, they remind me of an ex, and I'm never going to have that cycle again. Or I'm never going to have the cycle again with them. This I don't really feel like Pisces has been in some deep, powerful connection with this person, though. I mean, if maybe they were lovers, but I still don't think that there was like a lot of trust built. I feel like Pisces withdrew from this person very abruptly because Pisces promised themselves no more karmic cycles. They did something that reminded Pisces of something they already had to deal with. And Pisces like, never again. I won't go through this again with anybody. And I have the power to stop a cycle instead of, hop on the merry-go-round. I still think that Pisces wonders, did I make the right decision? Because we see like thinking about something and scribbling it out. I didn't do that to the card. That's how the art is. Am I getting the right message? Like, wow, never allow anybody in if they say those certain words, because that's where I stop the cycle of doing it all over again. Or am I being too sharp in, putting up a boundary with someone? Look, Pisces is going for their 10 of Cups, or 10 of Pentacles now. They want somebody that they actually match with. I kind of think, look, I don't think Pisces needs to explain themselves at all. If Pisces doesn't like the way somebody handled them, they can be done with that person. Pisces is saying, I want harmony in a relationship. I want harmony in my house. I want to, give my time and my energy and build something with somebody that I really have a comfort zone with. And if somebody already made me feel uncomfortable, maybe that's not who I want to deal with. I have to admit, I was all sketched out at the beginning of the story because I felt like this is weird, like a little passive aggressive, pissy, but acting like everything's fine. And it didn't really bode well with me. And I'm just wondering if those are some of the traits where Pisces is like, I want to deal with somebody that, says little digs here and there. If they already did that once to Pisces, I could see why Pisces is like, and I shut down because I only want to deal with somebody that is supportive and uplifting and somebody who's blunt and straightforward with me. And I'm going for long-term happiness. And that means I cannot spend time in, building relationships with people that maybe keep rubbing me the wrong way. I gotta say, I gotta totally understand like where this Pisces is coming from. And it's also, they don't need to justify anything. They just get to do what's right for themselves. And I think that's a really important message. But let's go ahead and ask from the universe's perspective, what's the best message for Pisces right now? Hi, Deb. So good to see you, babe. Universe says, Ace of Wands in the reverse. Pisces, if you don't want it, you do not have to force yourself to want it. If there's something that turns you off, you can just be turned off. You do not need to force yourself into feeling attracted to somebody that you don't have the attraction for. Pisces doesn't have to do that. Why would they? That's there's no obligation to that. High Priestess in the reverse and Emperor in the reverse. It also kind of says if Pisces has learned to listen deeply to their intuition, and if they feel like, look, my intuition tells me I saw some traits that make me think somebody has, like, it's going to be a power struggle. I don't want to deal with power struggle people. I think that's it. I think it's story over. I mean, the universe is just saying if Pisces, the reason we have an instinct or an intuition at all is because it helps us to pay attention to the things that are right there in front of us that we maybe didn't put our finger on, but our gut knew it. And it's a way we feel, and then we process it and go, oh, yeah, I didn't like that. And then maybe we cerebrally go, and the reason I didn't like that is because, X, Y, or Z. This is what it meant to me. Doesn't mean we'll always get it right, but it still says you have a right to listen to your own instincts. And so if Pisces is turned off, that's enough. They don't have to justify anything. What's the best message for this person who clearly, has wanted Pisces, but Justice card, 3 of Cups, Queen of Swords. They're going to need to sit and think, what did you say that turned off Pisces? Because you did do something. Did you say something about a bunch of other people? Did you say something and classify a group? Did you hit on somebody else? There's something here that was actually disrespectful or unfair in some way. And it's like, think about how it sounded to Pisces. Remember, Pisces in this is the Queen of Swords. Pisces is, thinking about stuff and not sure about what they like or not like about something that happened. And Pisces put up a wall all of a sudden. Either it has something to do with something that they said about other women possibly, or women in general, but it did not sit well with Pisces. And this just says the best thing they could do is try to hear their own words, reverse that conversation where they said something where they know Pisces put their walls up. And instead of getting pissy about the fact that Pisces shut down on them, maybe they need to think about maybe giving an apology or being more mindful about something that they said, because it does feel like it was disrespectful. It was certainly an unfair jab or comment or something that, of course, somebody would probably put a boundary up around. This says they know it. They know it. Maybe that's why they've been pissy throughout this. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here because I think that's enough. They'll either self-reflect or they won't, but Pisces isn't there to help them self-reflect. Instead, this just says this is why they lost Pisces in this one. And they can learn a lot from this. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Good to see you. Actually, I'm going to get all the rest of the zodiacs done. I'm going through them right now, Annie. So yes, you will see a Gemini today. Aries, Scorpio, Ophiuchus. I think those are the last ones that I've got. And then I'll probably still get to a Libra late tonight as well. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Bye for right now.